Welcome, everybody. It's Josh the Mosh in the pit once again. Hope everybody's doing good. Already got El Rayo commenting before we even got Numero Dos in the show. That means we got to hustle. What is going on?
What's up, El Rayo?
He beat you, man. No one's ever beat you before.
Hey, man, I'm always the first one here, but I'll give it to my boy El Rayo, upcoming Texas fucking star, man. That's my boy.
Hell yeah, man. How you been?
Man, I'm great this week. I'm great. Things are going good. I'm ready to talk wrestling all night.
You ready to talk with Mad Dog Johnson on top
of that? We got
a
different guest today. That's right. We've never had somebody that's from this era on the show before. So I'm super excited to interview this one, man.
Yeah, he's been hanging out for like 30 minutes already, talking and telling great stories, and I'm like super stoked, man, because everything he was saying, I was
like, than any of us. Like, he's been having us laughing back there for. I mean, I've only been there for 10 minutes, but it's hilarious.
Awesome. Well, so let's get through it. Let's get rocking. So we start the show like we always do, as we bring in the ninja from the shadows. See who this woman of the week is. How you doing, Mr. B Ninja?
Doing good, y'all. How's it going, y'all?
Great.
All I gotta say is fuck Spectrum for disconnecting my server while I was working, but that's another story another time. And before I get to my woman of the week, which actually transitions into it, I want to shout out to all the 3 shows that I attended last week. I want to shout out Heavy Metal for their amazing shows. As always, I want to give Sabotage Wrestling a shout out because they put on a banger of a show, reigniting the flame of women's wrestling once more during these couple times here in Texas. And New Texas Pro Wrestling. Keither, you did another banger with the matches you solidified it. And that main event you had with Mysterious Q mutating and everything, that is something I can definitely watch. Sorry. And I won't spoil this, but here's something I will not spoil. Being Ninja's Woman of the Week for November 19th, who was a part of all 3 of those shows that I attended. And the Woman of the Week is the Queen of Aerobic Style and Neil's number 1 favorite wrestler, Delilah Doom herself. Now, I've been growing accustomed to Delilah Doom since she first started in 2014 at ACW, where after being trained by Sho Funaki, this woman just blossomed out of nowhere from my very eyes, starting in ACW, transitioned to Inspire Pro Wrestling, to where she became the Twin Dragon Tag titles with Davey Vega, and also became in the XX Division Women's Champion, which later turned into the Undeniable Champion, where she managed to win that and merge the J Crown that she got from there. After that, she spread her wings and fly to bigger promotions like Shimmer, where she became the Shimmer Tag Team Champions with Leva Bates, as you just see right here. And I got to see them Mania weekend deliver another classic between Hudson Envy and Lufisto, now monstrous tag team right there. And ever since then, she's just been collecting titles all over the place and getting her names out there and competing in massive cage matches and a home promotion in California for Rise. Even was the Phoenix of Rise champion at one point. And the reason why she's my Woman of the Week this week, you did say you don't want to mention spoils, but she did manage to acquire another championship, which I will not say on here because she was a former champion for Sabotage Pro Wrestling. And just seeing her once more with her uber charisma and just massive development, because of the matches I saw this rink, she basically evolved into my eyes from the woman that got smashed by Nia Jax and other talents in WWE and Impact Wrestling to a woman that just became a ring general, just someone who can help not only exceed her uber charisma, but help uplift the other talents and put in on some bangers of matches, like the one I saw with Jasmine Allure this weekend, Rachel Rose this weekend. Not giving out the results, just tell them how I saw in the matches. And I remember in the past she had a banger with Jordan Grace to show. And she just continues to show that Jumi just never say die, especially with the feud she had inspired with Angela Slane that resulted in a Schoolhouse or Rock match where basically it was nothing but pins, pencils, clipboards, oh my, all that jazz. And you really got to see that. To me was the peak of what Delilah Duke's potential has grown, not only here in the Texas scene, but here in the world. So because of that, Miss Queen of Aerobic Style is my woman of the week.
Awesome, man.
I do like Delilah Duke.
Yeah, she's definitely came a long way. That's for dang sure. Like
Exactly.
Oh yeah, those are the ones I like to hear about. We get to learn stuff. Appreciate it, man.
That's why I always tell people support your indies, because you never know who'll be popping up the scenes and then be popping up on your TVs elsewhere.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Support indie wrestling. If anything that we can all agree on, which I don't know what this comment was about, not sure. Is anyone ever going to disagree with anyone on this show?
Yeah, we disagree on a lot of things, like pineapple goes on pizza.
Well said.
Like this show's based on disagreement. So I'm kind of confused. But anyway, cool. All right, man. Well, appreciate it. Another great segment. We'll let you disappear back into the shadows.
Peace out, y'all.
Wow.
Another one.
Another one. Well, on to the world of deathmatch wrestling.
So we're going to bring in numero uno for this, right? Am I correct?
Mm.
Oh, wait, no. He's
Bring
after
him
you.
in. I don't give a shit. Bring him in here. He's totally fine. No, but so the big deal is it's kind of,
Go ahead.
It's kind of end of season for deathmatch wrestling. So this was already kind of a big show. ICW went down to Tampa. Put that shit up there. Yeah, hell yeah, Mud Show Wrestling. That's what it was. ICW actually went down to Tampa and ran a co-event with No Peace Underground. That's out there. No Peace Underground is kind of a really cool concept. They do basically no ring death matches, but they have a stage and then they have a floor. So they'll fight from the stage and on the floor. It's really cool concept. I really like what they're doing. No Peace Underground is on IWTV, so check that out. But that's not my topic today, because ICW went hard in the fucking paint. And I don't normally cover Pit Fighter because it's usually just quick one and done types of fights. But I got to shout out Alex Ocean and John Wayne Murdoch. They went toe to toe with it. It was pretty gruesome. Oops, sorry, it was pretty gruesome. But they had some really good spots in that match. And the big call out though was Saturday night. The 1 hour, first ever 1 hour Iron Man death match. And it was on John Wayne Murdoch versus Orin Vite. The entire card leading up to that match was great. First of all, deathmatch wrestling is wrestling, absolutely, Ignacio. But anyway, John Wayne Murdoch and Orin Vite went the full 60 minutes. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of really good setup. The audience really had a really good level of energy for this match, which really helped. There were some times where there was some, like any match, there's breathtaking moments where guys need to just take a break. It's 60 minutes. But it was a really good match. I was worried about being a little bit bored in it, but they really had something for every single segment. So it was a great setup. My one shout out was the big bump at the end where John Wayne Murdoch actually gets flipped out of the ring. And he's supposed to land on a cage. And I think it wasn't supposed to give as much as it did because it might as well not have been there. So John Wayne Murdoch took like a nice 10-foot fall onto concrete, landed directly on his right ass cheek. And he's only got 1 minute left in the match. And he's up by a point. And so it was a really good finish because it was a really good pace of Orin trying to get him back in the ring so he could pin him, so he could even it up. He did. It went to sudden death. John Wayne Murdoch took it at the end. Great match for an Iron Man death match. Last shout out I want to give is Atticus Kogar is still giving Masada big time shout outs. I mean, he is really calling out Masada heavy. He did skewers to EC3. Yes, that's right. EC3 took skewers to the head at No Peace Underground. That was a really good spot. EC3 was really good in that match. But after that, somebody got a picture of him doing the skewers to EC3, and he posted it on his social media, and he says, "I know you're watching." And that was just it. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I really think that Atticus Cogar is trying to get at Masada. Like maybe he wants that match and he's just trying to call him out of retirement. I don't know. But when this match happens, it's going to be a big one. Masada is homegrown talent. He's from here. He's out of he lives out of Waco. But that's really it. That's what we're waiting for. And now Deathmatch kind of goes into a quiet season. It'll probably be a couple months before we have anything big, especially with COVID gearing up. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to ICW that ran great shows. Shout out to GCW that ran great shows. And my last and final shout out is to Heavy Metal Wrestling, because love you guys, always putting on bangers. We shout out a lot of talent, and I really just want to shout out Heavy Metal. Also, New Texas Pro and Sabotage for the weekend they had. Killer weekends, guys. Great stuff. Way to represent Texas, and that's my segment.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it was a busy weekend.
It was a busy weekend.
A lot of cool shows, and I don't know. I'm gonna just say something. I mean, y'all saw it, so I'm gonna put it up here. We brought it up. We've talked about this, and I mean, everybody knows my opinion on deathmatch wrestling. And just because I'm not a fan of it I don't ever say it's not wrestling. Those are wrestlers in there. Those guys are risking, if not more than what the other ones do. They do wrestling moves. It's in a wrestling ring. It's on wrestling shows. Like, I don't know what other parameters it has to cross to be wrestling. Like, that's just.
Well, here's the thing.
And I mean, we just need to open our minds to everything. Everybody has their thing.
I think to give Ignacio credit, like the reality is for a long time, deathmatch wrestling really was just a step. It was a step above UFC and the violence. It was just pure violence, and I get that. But deathmatch wrestling has come a long way, and that what they're running now, there's a lot of storytelling in these matches. There's a lot of stuff that you're seeing that I'll be honest with you, WWE, AEW, Impact, they're not telling stories like some of these deathmatch stories. 440 is the hottest thing going. 440, Ricky Shane Page is the hottest heel in wrestling right now. Fuck MJF, fuck Chris Jericho, fuck everybody else. That's just my bit. I'm always happy to debate.
Yeah, we can come back to that, but let's move on to the next segment. I just wanted to touch on that because we're open for everything. So heading south, you know what that means? Time we go from numero dos to numero uno. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good.
Up, man. We're 12 minutes in and hyped up. Are they crazy already?
Nice. Okay, well let's make this quick. You know, I don't want to hold y'all for too long. So this past weekend at EWRG, we had a hair versus hair match with Las Chotas, which is the Exóticos, Pasión Cristal and Jesse Ventura, versus los oficiales, Oficial 911 and Oficial AK-47. This match was so much fun. It was crazy. It was storytelling. It was back and forth. The La Chotas came up with the victory, and they really deserve it. They're getting a push at EWRG. People love them there. So, you know, I'm very happy for them. They deserve everything they're getting. And up next, we have just a second. All right. So there was a comedian. There was a comedian at a talk show, and he was the guest. His name is Lalo Elizarraraz. He was as a guest at a show, and Mr. Uwana, which is a AAA superstar, he was there, and some comments were made. Things got heated, and long story short, they ended up challenging each other to a match. What many people doesn't know is that Lalo Elizarraraz, the comedian, was actually a wrestler 8 years ago, and he was trained by no other than Skyde. And some of my people, my friends, my Lucha family are familiar with Skyde. He is the person that trained Penta and Phoenix, there was a lot of things being said about Lalo Elizalde, aka Tlaloc, which is the one in blue. There were so many comments about, oh, stop playing wrestler. You don't know what you're doing. You're just putting wrestling down, blah blah blah. And people were talking shit just because they have a mouth. He was a wrestler for a full year. He trained 3 years before even debuting as a wrestler. Those 3 years were training with Skyde. So he has knowledge of it. He just, for whatever reason, didn't pursue being a wrestler full time. But the match was actually really, really good. It was entertaining. There was storytelling. There was violence. Like at one point, they grabbed like chairs and some cooking sheets or whatever. It was a great match, very entertaining. It was on pay-per-view for like $5. But yeah, like the guy really prepared himself. Obviously, he had some rust, and he was getting tired. He got tired like within the first 5 minutes of the match. But I give him props because there's people who wouldn't even last a minute with Mysterio One in the ring, and people are always gonna talk shit regardless. So do whatever you want to do. If that was his way of coming back, then let it be. We do things for a reason, and if that's how he wants to do things, then why not? So that's all I got this week. And let's see. Let's hope we have some more lucha action next
We can hope things will start picking up.
next weekend. I know today, and I'm so mad about it because I usually hate when they have middle of the week shows. And I know local wrestling was putting on a crazy show today. They were bringing Mecha Wolf. They were bringing Taurus. They were bringing.
They're not playing over there at local, man. Yup. And
they were bringing Cuervo de Puerto Rico, which he became more known because of an incident that happened last year. That during a match, someone threw a brick at him, and he was like in really, really bad conditions. Like he almost died of it.
Yeah.
But luckily he pulled through, and now he's healthy. He's back wrestling.
Local's gonna start transitioning to Saturday shows, just so y'all know. Like they're gonna start running on Saturdays.
Yeah, and
a little birdie told me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think they do have a Saturday date. We heard about.
Yep, they have a Saturday date, and luckily they run against another company. I mean, not luckily, unluckily, they're running against another company. But it should be. It's gonna be a good show. If y'all saw the spoilers of the card, they have some big names on that card. So
it's coming. Good stuff.
Don't. I wouldn't say miss out. Just go whatever you want. Just support your local promotion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Support any promotion you want.
Support indie wrestling. I'm gonna say it all night long. Support indie wrestling. That's what we say. I mean, that's what it all comes down to for us, right?
Not only that, we were talking about this recently about how like talent goes from the indie level to that main roster level, and when they get to that level, seeing your favorite talent sometimes is a little more expensive, if you know what I mean. Like, and this is your opportunity to get out, meet people, buy their merch, support them to get to that stage. Why wait? You know what I mean? Like, get out there, support indie wrestling. If nothing else, we're all out there. Come drink beer with us. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. Right. All right, man. Well, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
All right, buddy.
Be safe.
Lucha.
All right. Well, from Lucha, we go to the east, the far, far east.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Our Puto bro.
What's up? Let me go ahead and just this time put a timer so I can keep track just in case I go to a massive rant. Okay, what's going on, everyone? So, New Japan has started last Saturday. They began their Best of Super Juniors in the World Tag League. The first show was a dual show, which had 11 matches, which is kind of exhausting. But After that, then now every other show is either a Best of Junior show or a World Tag League show. So first I'm going to talk about the Best of Super Juniors. Now, this year, I'm not going to lie, the matches haven't been as great as the previous matches. They're good, but we haven't seen like those like matches that make you want to just like scream like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. But regardless, there hasn't been a single bad match happening at all. Even guys who are always get shitted on, like Dookie. See what I did there? Shitted on Dookie. Yeah, right. Yeah. So he's actually even having the best matches of his career in New Japan. That's not saying much, but at least he's holding his end of the deal. Now, really, this, as you can see, this is still too early to tell who's gonna take it and who's not. Some of the more like interesting ones, like Robbie Eagles. So people on the internet, as usual, want to complain just because they're complainers. That's what we do on the internet, right? And Eagles, right? Yeah. Never would have guessed that. So Robbie Eagles is wearing the same color scheme that Will Ospreay wore during Wrestle Kingdom. Now we know Will Ospreay is in charge of this heel now of the Empire. So is this kind of a subtle way to infer that he's joining the Empire, or is it him simply saying that he's taken Will Ospreay's role within Chaos? We don't know. We're gonna find out. But, and I'm gonna get to it in a second, Empire did get a new person, so the stable is definitely coming back up. Some of the other guys have been showing up. Hiromu Takahashi, as usual, you can't miss any of his matches. Desperado is really good. Even guys like Uemura, who's a young lion. Like, the thing about these young lions in New Japan is that they're very like they can only do certain kinds of moves, but they're fucking excellent. So all the matches they have is always a spirited babyface thing, and they always lose, but the matches are always going to be great, right? So, and that's all I really have for the Best of Super Juniors. It's actually been really good. And let's talk about what hasn't been really that good. Okay, so World Tag League. So historically, World Tag League happens around this time, which is typically the dead time period of New Japan, because they're not that great with tag matches, right? Now this year it's even more apparent because it's lined up next to the Best of Super Juniors. So, for example, like night one, it was a real roller coaster because you're like, yes, the Best Super Junior match. Fuck, it's a World Tag League match. Hey, it's like it's just something about it just doesn't grab you. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been some great performances, like the Dangerous Techers with Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. Fucking wonderful. God have been pretty good as well. Shout out to Tanahashi and Hinari, who's actually been in Thailand practicing Muay Thai. So his striking has become beautiful actually in New Japan. So those are some like the really good guys that we're seeing. And also we saw Jeff Cobb as the hidden member of Empire. So now we have Jeff Cobb, the Great O'Khan, who's in a tag team with him, and Will Ospreay. So it's typically with New Japan stables, there's always going to be someone else, and there's always going to be other people. That's what people are thinking that Robbie Eagles might actually join them, but we're going to find out. And now we go to the boring shit. Okay, so some of the ones you're going to fucking skip. If Fale and Chase are in the match, I love Chase Owens. Fale, he does nothing for me. He does the same shit. Fucking skip. Fucking, if it's Evil and Jujiro, fucking skip. Because Evil has the same fucking match every single time. You know what's going to happen? It's going to be a whole bunch of little shenanigans. But he doesn't do the fucking share shot anymore. But there might be some fucking interference. And then, well, you know what's going to happen? Then fucking there's going to be dude with the fucking little trying to tie someone's neck. Might do a fucking low blow. Oh my God, Evil fucking won. Every fucking time. That's the motherfucking matches. Let's do something different. How about you just fucking win? How about you just win normally? But no, that's not going to happen, right? Because whatever. And then you guys have like Juice and Finlay, who I want to like Juice and Finlay. I truly want to, but they're fucking dweebs. They're so fucking corny in the ring. I'm just like, bro, you don't have to be this goofy. Juice, I get that's your role. You're messing around with some fine chicks out there, but still, stop. Tony Storm, by the way. Tony Storm, his girlfriend. Oh, gorgeous. Anyways. Okay, so this goes into my bigger point now. Okay, so let me make sure here. I got 5 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so right now, New Japan is in a major transition this year. Meaning, back when I first started watching New Japan back in late 2013, right? Every match was a damn banger. Every event was hitting you left and right. It was nonstop. It was about the sport. It was about just who's the best of the best. But then we started seeing a little bit of a change. This started when AJ Styles first had his match and won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Okada, and Yujiro turned and did interference. Now, when that happened, the internet went fucking crazy. How the fuck are you gonna have an interference in the heavyweight championship? That is not New Japan. That is not why I fell in love with New Japan. This was back in 2015. Fast forward to now in 2020. Now we slowly started seeing WWE type stuff. Let me see here. Oh, cool. Okay. So we started seeing very slow interference, North America type of stuff. Now Gato loves North American like booking. That's his thing. It's always been his thing. But lately it has been over excessive. Every other match has fucking interference. It feels very, very overbooked to a point now where you're starting to see a big change within New Japan fans. You're starting to see that your hardcore New Japan fans are starting to just stop watching because all this interference, because that's not what we came to watch New Japan for. And this is being apparent within this tag team league, world tag team, where we're seeing a whole lot of interference from guys like Evil. Now, I'm not saying there's not good changes happening, because we're starting to see some of the change. We're starting to see guys like Ibushi, Jay White, Will Ospreay, Taichi. These guys that are getting pushed and they're doing great things. Storyline wise is being great. Now, it may seem like it's kind of going fast, but keep in mind, New Japan has only had half a year to really get all their shit in. And that's what they've been doing, getting a lot of shit in. Some stuff has worked, some stuff has not. But at the same time, we guys have like Tanahashi getting downplayed, Okada starting to come down, and Naito's still doing his thing, who's probably going to lose the title. This period is going to be a very rocky one. So if you're a New Japan fan, the days of your freaking Omega versus Okada, your freaking Naito versus Omega, your freaking Okada versus any other motherfucker, Tanahashi, like that you're gonna have to just deal with New Japan for a second, let them figure out what their transition, and let's pray to God they stop doing all these interferences, because they're fucking goddamn annoying. Fuck. And that's all I have. Oh, one thing we do disagree on. I say that Jay White is the best heel in the business. I'm sure if you ask Melanie, she'll say
no, don't come in here way over your time slot trying to.
No, I'm not. I checked. I have a minute 42. Hold on. You can't fucking see it. Look, I still got I still like a minute left.
You know way better than that. Jay White is a good heel, but RS
good heel. No.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Ricochet Page is a great heel for what he does. But Jay White is the only person who actually capitalized on having no fans. He used them and manipulated them and actually did it to a perfect T. He had one of the best matches last year against Ibushi simply because he was so hated, and the Japanese fans barely ever boo, and they wanted to destroy Jay White. That's how good of a heel he is. And not only that, if you play Tekken, you know, there's always a character named Paul. Paul, all he ever does is the reverses. That's what Jay White is known for. His ridiculous reverses on every single move. He's thinking 10 moves ahead of you. That's why I say Jay White is the best heel. And also, no pineapple on fucking pizza. We've had this discussion.
No, get him out of here. He is way over. Get the fuck out of here. Wait. Gone. In the words of Vince Russo, you guys will never see that piece of shit again. I'm just kidding. Angel's one of my good friends. He'll be back next week.
Yeah, he's no more with us actually. So anyway, moving on. I see Mel shaking her finger, so let's bring her in already. Oh, where's she? Oh, bro, there she is.
No. The best heel right now is Pat. Pat is known for being almost half a year off TV, and he is still the number one heel. He still has heat, and he hasn't even been on TV. Boom, mic drop. Come on. Has one match in like 8 months. One match in 8 months, and he's still got heat.
It's the worst pit we ever had.
And no pineapple on pizza, guys. No pineapple. Come on.
Oh, okay. You know what? Do your bit. Do your bit. I'm done.
I know.
Hey, Josh. Hey,
No, we
guys.
ever had.
Real quick, guess what? I'm on location.
Yay!
I'm out here at Hybrid School of Wrestling right now. So, but we're here to talk about AEW. So let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Guys, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb killed it again last night. Let's talk about a clinic. I mean, the internet is gushing. Dustin Rhodes is gushing.
That hybrid internet signal strikes again.
And telling you that you just put on a clinic, okay? So,
and we're having technical difficulties with Mel. She got too high up and blew up the internet, I think.
but we do have interference, and we do have Dr. Britt Baker starting a war with Thunder Rosa that I don't think she's ready for, and I think it's going to be amazing. We also have the contract signing with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Jon Moxley doesn't show, someone attacks him. You know, Kenny Omega's out there in his aviators, by the way.
I love that.
Dun, dun. He's wearing his aviators and his suit. So he's out there. He signs his contract. It's done. Is it on a pay-per-view? No, but it is. They do have a theme. Winter is coming, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be pretty damn special, that match, because, I mean, every single time Jon Moxley's on the mic to hype up a match, he's got to drop little nuggets. This time it was Renee's pregnant. Just slips it in there real subtle. I mean, talk about catching people by surprise every single, every time he cuts a promo for a match, he's got something to drop, which is great. We saw the return of Pac. Pac is coming back. He has already reformed his Death Triangle, so the Lucha Bros turned on Eddie Kingston, which you have no idea how hard I popped for that. I yelled. I woke up my 2-year-old. It was amazing. It was because I knew it was coming. I knew it. But I loved it. I loved the whole storyline. I mean, they had to do something while Pac was gone. Now that he's back, they've instead of just cutting the storyline and forgetting about it, they've turned it. They've incorporated it. What more can you ask for? You know, instead of just hey, let's all forget about that storyline real quick. Pac's back. No. They've incorporated Eddie Kingston into it, and it's gonna be a really good feud.
Yeah.
You know, I do say that there's a lot of factions in AEW right now. There's a hell of a lot of factions right now.
Everybody's
I don't know what that means. I don't know how they're gonna I don't know how it's gonna play into everything, but I think it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. So I am just in awe of what AEW has been able to do through the whole virus and quarantine and lockdown, because they've stayed really exciting without an audience, with an audience, a limited audience. And so I'm just really excited about everything they have right now, guys. And I'm waiting to see what happens with the whole Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker feud and how it all comes into play later on. But, big shout out to hometown talent, Alex Gracia, who was on Dark on Tuesday again. I saw her there yesterday, so let's hope she keeps coming back, and let's hope she gets more screen time because she deserves it, man.
I think she's officially signed, isn't she? Didn't she get signed? Yeah, so we should
Red Velvet has gotten signed. Alex Gracia is not signed, but she is getting booked for dark matches, which is amazing. So let's hope those dark matches turn into a contract.
Okay, maybe I heard something from somewhere else then. Okay, cool. She says she got her jitters out on her comment, so now she's ready for more. I guess she knows there's more coming. That's awesome.
What's that?
She's commented about how she got her first match jitters out of the way now, so now she's ready to get to it. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Exactly. And she was amazing. She really went out there and she showed out. It was awesome.
She got all her stuff in, and clean and made sense. So that's always the goal, right? Yeah. So that's cool. Cool. Well, thanks, Mel. Thanks for firing everybody up.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be safe.
Talk to you guys later. Peace out from Hybrid.
Peace out. Quick and to the point, and lots of information like we always do from segment to segment. But then we get to the part where it's just me and you and our talent for the evening. So let's bring them in. Mr. Ken Johnson, how are you, sir?
Fine. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Listening to all these energized young people talking about the business, and they say the business was dying. I think it's wide open now. You guys are proof of that. I really enjoy listening to. Everybody's got an opinion, just like everybody's got an asshole, and everybody thinks everybody else stinks. So. But what can we say, right? At least it's still going, you know. Yeah, what's your opinion? That's what it's all about. Hey man, you drop down your hard-earned money. I'm gonna give you what you want, a fight. So,
that's right.
I'm not here to screw you out of your money. I'm here to give you your money's worth. You know, and that's what all these fine young people are doing. That's why you guys are sitting there arguing, and hey, that's controversy creates interest. You know, wherever it's in Japan or, like you say, the women's wrestling has just exploded recently, and that's great. You talked about the luchas. When I started, I went to Mexico, and them guys are fantastic athletes, and they're still going, man. I can't understand the masks, but that's just I guess that's part of lucha libre. That's without what would lucha libre be without masks? You know?
Oh yeah, no, I agree 100%. Well, I appreciate
I guess maybe it's like Zorro or whatever. You can put on your mask, superhero. Well, it is. I mean, when I was a little kid, the only people that wore masks were bank robbers. You didn't walk around with masks back then.
Get away with it now.
Oh, yeah.
Now everybody wears.
I loved it down there. I was very, very fortunate because when I was a kid, my mother used to call me her little Tweety bird. I was a head with no body, skinny, 49 pounds for like 5 years. No one would ever have believed that I would, wrestle some of these guys and work with some Mil Máscaras, Black Gordon, Rene Guajardo, El Gran Marcus Sr. and Jr. What was his name? Denny Blas. These guys, I used to look at these guys in magazines and then meet them in the dressing room. Well, you're wrestling him tonight. My God. I didn't know if they were going to beat the hell out of me or what. Jose Lothario was the same way. He was the Texas Ranger down there. Yeah, like I said, Mil Máscaras. Getting to meet these people and being their friends, I never would have. My entire family still laughs about it. They just say, "You're not a real wrestler. You just talk crap." Until they saw my matches on them. Well, you can't deny that. Yeah. Well, what a thrill it was, because I always loved Texas wrestling and the luchador. What was the one guy's name? The Fish Man. I heard somebody that he's going to do a show. God, he must. And I saw Mill recently. Mill, 79 years old and still wrestling. He had a bodysuit on, but what a fantastic body and what a fantastic athlete. I love seeing that. And the guys today, like you guys were raised on a lot of the same stuff I was. But yeah, well, what can you say? Some people like it rough. Some people don't. You got finesse wrestlers, technical wrestlers. You got wrestling heels that. What are they? Wrestling heel goes out there. He shows you I can wrestle. I can out wrestle you, but just to piss you off and to spite you, I'm going to cheat on because I'm smarter than you. And the people eat it up. I like to see the best heel. Who's the best heel to go? He's drawing the most money.
Right.
But then again, you have to, like Flair. Flair was a good wrestling heel, but they always promoted the hell out of it. How many guys go out there on their own, just like you said? And you mentioned a lot of great young guys that really go out there and work their ass. They don't care if they're on the first match or last match. They know that they have a place there, and as long as they keep, but like you say, perfect soldiers. They go out there and entertain the people, and that's what it's all about. And that's why everybody's watching y'all's podcast. And I'm just sitting here going, my God, how did y'all get all this knowledge and be so young?
Well, I've been watching.
I had to figure this out on the internet.
You Googled it.
I couldn't log on to your show to begin with, and
You got it figured out.
yeah. Well, give the old man time.
And we appreciate it.
Oh, hey man, it's my pleasure to be here because for years people go, like you say with the WWE. Well, they went the way that they thought people would buy it, but people got bored with that, and then what happened? People come storming back with, like you say, New Japan, the hardcore wrestling, and Masada. Good guy, love him. I love the kid. He's crazy as hell, but I love him.
Yeah,
had to wrestle him a couple of times, and oh my god, we're gonna do what? No, we ain't. Don't worry, I'll stand here and watch you do it. Really a great guy. People don't realize these guys are really good athletes. They far better athletes than I was. I said, this stove up old man, I would like to do that. What a good guy. Like you said, Victoria from down there, Ricky's daughter. I hear she's Keith Lee, who was at Branded Outlaw Wrestling when I was young. He stepped it up. What a great guy he is too. We had a lot of guys.
Yeah.
You guys need to come down here so I can see y'all.
Absolutely.
She was absolute. She was talking about hybrid. She talking about the hybrid here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, that with Chris and all.
Yeah, Chris.
He laughed for years. I got to have a match with you before you retire. I ain't planning on retiring. But recently, well, I was forced into retirement.
Yeah, it'd be a little problematic going forward now, huh?
Yeah. Well, I realized back in 2003, I was diagnosed with diabetes. I went on a real strict diet then and watched what I ate and stuff. But over the years, taper off. I happened to step on something and my foot got infected, so they ended up having to take my leg off right above the knee. So that's the situation now. I'm scheduled to get released tomorrow, but I'm not done. I'd like to manage some guys. Like watching your show. I'm even more desirable to come down there and see y'all. And we had a wonderful show in Kingsville and what was it, Harlingen, Mission, Texas. Oh, there's a lot of great towns out there, Corpus and Rockport. So, yeah, I was down there with Southwest Championship Wrestling, World Class. The Gavon's still wrestling down there? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
The dad passed away. Yeah. Oh,
it's
wow.
his kids and grandkids.
Oh, really?
Of the Gagman you're talking about, yeah. It's 3 generations now, 3rd generation. They're doing good stuff.
The old man blew up on me so fast, you wouldn't believe it. I turnbuckled him. He came out. I fell backwards with him. 1, 2, 3. But I like the guys. Rudy Russo's from I think Rockport or something like that from down.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's doing things with his Galactic Pro shows that are pretty awesome. It's exciting.
Oh, is he?
He's a great guy. He's running those shows in San Antonio. He hasn't that much during COVID, but I mean,
that's what shut everybody down. But it'll come. I think wrestling's gonna come back, like you say.
We'll make sure of it.
well, of course, because if you're the only ball game in town, you don't have to do anything. They either come to your show or that's what Vince and the rest of them, his family, they own wrestling. They don't own wrestling. They just made a form of it popular, and what they did was getting rid of the commissions and stuff, and then the word. But basically, what they did was they upscaled it. You saw all these people would watch wrestling on TV, but if you ask them for wrestling, only degenerates go to wrestling, which was stupid. But Vince Cyndi Lauper and other people. Well, and people said, well, this is something that's fun to do. I can do with my kids. And that's what took off, you know.
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
people always love wrestling, and they always will. It's just like you said, they're tired of the same old grind. And then if a guy's spending $1 million a week on publicity and post production, pre-production, well, how are you going to compete with that? You know. Well, how you compete with it is you go the other way. You make the emphasis on hard nosed wrestling, which is what guys are doing now. You know, there's guys nowadays that take risks we wouldn't even consider taking.
Right.
But every time you think you know something, you find out you don't know anything. Well, you can't do that. That can't be done. Really? I broke every rule in the book and made more money than they did. So who's wrong and who's right? You know, don't let nobody tell you, you can't do it. Go ahead and do it. You never know. You love to hit the jackpot. And even if you don't, so what? You know, somebody's gonna like it. Somebody's gotta be liking it because you guys are here and people are tuning in and more people will be tuning in. I'll be getting older and older.
As we are.
Bringing younger and younger guys in here. I love it. But they said that about me one time. Well, you're like a perfect soldier. You know, you're not going to be the world's heavyweight champion or main event or WrestleMania. So what? There's still a place for a guy. You don't. And if you don't have him, so what? You can still be part of the show and be a valuable part of the show. Like
exactly.
Some of these guys bitch, rant, rave. Well, I can't do that. I can do anything. Here, give me the camera. I'll film you.
There you go.
But yeah, you two. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed those programs tonight. Give your opinion out there because everybody wants to hear what's going on. And like you say, some of the stuff with the women's wrestling, Texas wrestling. People have always loved Texas wrestling. Like that Duke Bennett. He called me up. He says, "Yeah, I listen to the podcast too. I love Texas." Well, he gets it on some chat. We used to get Texas wrestling on some chat. He says, "Man, I love it. I love you guys down there." And he's based out of Boston. He says, "Man, I love you guys down there because y'all really get it on." This is it's always been a stiff territory. You had guys here that would just spud the living hell out of you to see what you would do. That's how they kept their position. You went in and complained and said, "You're a sissy. You don't belong here. You don't belong in the ring with me. You get in the ring with me again, I'll beat the hell out of you." And they would do that. They'd spud you just to see what you would do. And if you didn't fight back, they'd kill you.
So who would you say is one of those guys that you got in the ring with that was really trying to give you the stiff business?
Oh my God! Spoiler number one. Another guy who's spoiler number two. His name was Siegfried Stanky. He was a coach, big guy. Wahoo was a godly stiff.
Okay.
He broke my nose, and I was working under a mask one time. And I kept headbutting him until I busted my own head open. And he goes, "Is that you bleeding?" "Yeah, you tough bastard." He said, "Well, I just scratched my head in the office the other day and it started bleeding." He was tough. Some guys are, I'd say him. The Freebirds. Terry Gordy was tough.
Yeah.
Terry was a good. We were good friends, but he could knuckle up if he wanted to. Him. The Samoan, Sakalia, and Coco Samoa.
I bet.
Yeah. And Haku was here. The Barbarian was here when he first started. He had the Polynesian body. He wasn't built up. And I saw him, and we had a lot of fun. One night, Paul Diamond says, "Well, I ain't gonna sell for you." "Oh, you're not?" He beat the holy shit out of me. "You want to sell now? You want to sell for 10? No. You go ahead. I'm having too much fun watching." Yeah. Yeah. Like with Sean, I'm sure people have seen that match, on the internet. That was Sean's first match here, and I'd helped Jose break him into business. Oh my God!
No, he's talking about.
Yeah. We went out there. We had a real good match. With Sean, I'd gone out with Terry and Buddy Jack after the show at the Coliseum here, And we went out to that midnight rodeo. I didn't get home to 6:30 in the morning. Jose called me up at 8 o'clock because Jose was getting to the point where he really couldn't take a bump and get up back up. But the wealth of knowledge and knowing how to train people, he was fantastic. So I went out there and I asked him if Sean was smart to the business. He said yes. He hadn't smartened Sean up. And oh my God. I had to hold on for dear life. And finally I took him down. And he got kind of depressed. And Jose says, "Don't do that. It depresses him." I said, "Bullshit. I'm sweating 102 proof, man. I want to go back in the back and puke my guts up." Sean was a real quick learner, man. He was one of those, you show him something once and he got it. You could tell he was going to be good because he just had a natural knack for it. There've been a couple other guys that have done that. Like I love Juan Reynosa to death. Juan was a very underrated, places and stuff. There's an old timer by Benny Mata. If he had been willing to travel, they would have put some championships on him. Real good guys. All of them really good. Pete, Jose's son Pete was a good wrestler too. I don't think his wife wanted him to travel and stuff like that. He's had some really bad luck. Jose passed away a couple of years ago. One of his daughters just recently passed away within like 3 months of each other. So I'd like to say, God bless him, and I hope he's doing better. So. But yeah, you guys, all I can say is get tough or die.
Yeah.
There you go.
Remember, they have an Austin 316. Well, there's Mad Dog 2020. It comes in a little bottle. No. Mad Dog 2020 says, drink beer, eat pussy, and bark at the moon. You got that? Don't forget it.
Those are worth
Love you guys,
Hey,
man.
I love it. We need to get that like tattooed on my forearm so I don't forget. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
That's it, Daddy. That's what it's all about, man. That's what we did in the old days. Now they become valets, and then they fire you and keep the valet.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you're saying that
we had to go through that period.
Yeah.
So when's the next big show? Tell me. The next big show.
We got one in Corpus, December 4th, with Galvan's company and Jeff Trevino as his partner.
Oh, really? Good.
And then Kingsville
what
will be
town is that?
January 23rd. Corpus Christi is the one on December 4th.
Okay. Well, hell, I love to just take a. Do any guys from San Antonio come down there? Or?
Oh yeah, he brings people
they?
in San Antonio. Yeah.
Good. Well, yeah. I'll get together with one of them. I'll come down. We can visit or something. That'd be good, man.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to see you guys, meet you guys, and have a sports drink or two.
There you go.
We have a few. We
a sports drink or two. What do they call them now? Long necks? No. That's the old thing.
Yeah.
Sure, man. We can do that. Is that good?
Yeah, we can.
Good.
I might have a few more questions for you though before we let you go, if that's all right.
Okay, sure.
You mentioned that you said you're retired but not done, and maybe want to work. Is there any up and coming people that you already have your eye on that you might want to kind of work with in the Texas indie scene that you're looking at?
I started working with Keith right before I went up there, and I'm glad to see he got a real big push. He's a good guy. He's a big guy that can really move. That James Class. I had a little faction here called the Sons of Texas. I don't know if y'all have heard of them. Mm-hmm. There's Claxton, Andy Dalton, Ryan Jennis, Moonshine Mantell.
Yeah, Ryan Green. Yeah, that's my boy.
Moonshine Mantell kicked me in the dick one time.
He did. He really during the show.
No, we did pretty good little business here until the other guys come in and they just wanted to put themselves over. And it's like Ray Rowe wanted to be Claxton, and what was that other guy's name? He's even bigger than Claxton. I said, "How are you going to beat both of them?" He said, "Going to suplex both of them and pin them." I said, "Well, okay."
Yeah, Texas wrestling, we're
Oh,
missing.
Bobby Lambert. That was the kid's name. A big kid, Bobby Lambert. He's a good. I think he quit. After that, he quit. Yeah, we were We were with Rudy Russo that night somewhere. What was it? Not Rockport, or maybe it was Corpus. Yeah, and I wasn't there to manage him, and it was like, my God. One week he gets beat by Andy Dalton. The next week he beats Bobby Lambert and James Claxton both. Does that make sense?
Not much. Not much.
Just ridiculous. Some of us. Ricky Stark was doing pretty good. Who else?
Ricky Starks came to my birthday party.
Oh, did he?
True story. It was an accident, but he was there.
He was lost. Irrelevant. He was there.
Andy Dalton still go down there?
No.
No.
Andy was working Corpus, yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of stepped back from the business. Yeah.
Well, Brett McKenzie, is he down there?
Yeah.
He hasn't been down this south in a while. But he has been, definitely has been. Yeah, he's great.
No, last time I saw him, I was watching the tape when what's his name? That Hernandez kicked him in the face. I said, what was that about? You know, he says, I don't know what happened. He says something, and Hernandez went out and kicked him right in the face. He got up and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
He did beat him up.
Yeah,
I know they showed you some pictures, but believe me, he beat the shit out of him.
I've seen video of it. Yeah, no,
because what's his name? Byron Wilcox. I said, man, I had to get in. If I'd have been there, I'd have beat the shit out of you. No, I mean he just walked right up and kicked him right in the face. He didn't say nothing. I said, how could you kick a man in the face with a wrestling boot and him get up and beat the shit out of you? You must be real quick. I just watched that. I said, my God in heaven, man. But that's the fun of it.
That's wrestling. That's the world you're in, right?
He threw a working kick. Yeah, we've seen that so many times where a guy will walk up to a guy bar and throw a working punch. Hit him, you son of a bitch. Like Wahoo. Wahoo couldn't get to the guy. Ken, boom. I get to, we're going to sue you. Sue me, sue him. He's the one who told me to hit me. Well, who's he? Your boss? My boss. Bobby Jaggers was the one that he was throwing working punches. And the little guy was looking at him like, God, you're a pussy. And then Wahoo got up. Let me show you how to do that. And everybody jumped on Wahoo. And Wahoo said, Ken, so I drilled him. That was one thing in the old days. If you got in a bar fight, you better win or else you're fired. And they would fire your ass.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I've actually heard a few stories about that being true. Yeah.
Yeah, or else call you in and then put you in with, the enforcer and have him beat the dog shit out of you. Yeah, absolutely. No.
Wow.
I'll tell you who a good shooter was Joe Blanchard.
Yeah.
Stu Hart said that Joe Blanchard was the toughest guy he ever faced. Bret Hart's dad.
Yeah.
He's good.
That's Tully's dad, right?
No.
Yep.
Tully, the absolute Tully had a little brother named Taylor. Taylor was he was the Kerry of the family, Kerry Von Erich. Oh yeah. He got killed in a car wreck. He was 16 years old, he could bench press 475.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. He was they were driving back and something happened. That's where Tully got that scar, but yeah, it killed him. Well, I almost killed Joe too. He would have been the stud. Tully is a much better heel than he is, baby. But I'll tell you this, he could outwork the Von Erichs. Tully learned how to work from Dory and Terry Funk. So yeah,
I'll do it.
They go. Yeah. So now what's next?
Well, what we do in our we do a little segment to end with our talented. I kind of gave you a heads up about everything we do in the show except for this.
Okay.
What me and Numero Dos do with our talent when we're wrapping up the show, we do kind of a rapid question answer 20. It's kind of like a 20 count to go home.
Okay.
and they're usually not wrestling related. Kind of some of them are ridiculous, usually short answers. And me and Numero Dos go back and forth, and that's how we go home. So are you ready to go home? Cool.
I'm here. I'm in the car.
All right. Ken, what is the earliest you like to wake up?
5 o'clock.
All right.
What's the most ridiculous fact you know?
Dusty has an artificial hip.
Wow.
Nice. There we go.
Do you think the aliens are really out there?
Yes.
All right.
What is something
I dated a few.
Oh.
What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Wiping someone else's ass.
Yeah.
What do most people do that you think is boring?
Show pictures of themselves having sex. I know what I look like naked. I don't need to watch this.
What kind
Who
of
would
secret?
want to see me naked? I shower in the dark.
Oh no!
What kind of secret society would you like to start?
A secret wrestling society for hardcore fans.
Nice.
What do you like more, Skittles or M&Ms?
Skittles.
Hell yeah!
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
1 if you had AIDS.
I love it.
Yeah.
The coronavirus. That's what everybody says. I want to be a bird. I want to be T-Rex so I can beat the shit out of all you bird people. Nasty fuckers. A bird's the nastiest animal there is.
It's true.
It's like I told him, well, how would you describe your character? I'm Tyrannosaurus Rex on crystal meth. Get out of the fucking way.
Jesus. All right, kid. Do you kill spiders or do you put them outside?
Do I kill what?
Do you kill spiders or do you put them outside?
I devour them.
Oh, whoa. Oh. Fair enough.
That what's his strategy? There is no strategy. Coming straight down the pike at you. And when you see that smile, it's too late. It's all over.
What's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
Taking off his clothes and run down the middle of the street.
God damn. All right.
Yeah.
We definitely need to talk.
A great friend of mine named Harold Harris that used to work as a wrestling manager. That's him. On Christmas Eve.
What?
I had to run up an exit ramp to stop him.
Oh my God. So what's your favorite go-to spot for food?
My refrigerator.
All right.
Boom. What is if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends think you did?
Probably robbed a bank.
All right. What other language do you wish you could speak?
Spanish.
Okay.
Would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
Scales.
In your own personal hell, what song is playing on repeat?
YMCA.
Ooh, yeah, that would be bad.
That would get old real quick. Would you rather have a sailboat as a home or an RV?
RV.
If you found $50 on the ground, what's the first thing you would buy?
Oh, well, $50 worth of food.
Okay.
Would you rather eat pizza for every meal or ice cream for every meal?
Ice cream.
Hell yeah. My last question: is a hot dog a sandwich?
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah.
And then the final question, and it's this. This is the only question that we ask every single person. All the other ones are random, but we've always ended with this one. Some get it right, some get it wrong. Do pineapples go on pizza?
Hell yes.
Hey!
If you ain't had pineapple on your pizza, you ain't lived.
That's Mad Dog right there for you. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even argue anymore.
No.
Damn it. Not today. Nope.
Great answer.
Man, all the hell yeah, it works on pizza, man. You got to try it.
Yeah.
Salve. I'm drooling on myself just thinking about it. I'll have to go in the bathroom by myself. What are you doing in there?
That's the way to end it right there. Well, we appreciate you taking the time and joining us in the pit. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
thank you for inviting me, man. It was a pleasure listening to you all. And it's great to know that all these younger people like you guys, that you'll be stepping up to take the place of me and all the other greats. There's future Lotharios, there's future Von Erichs, and I'm looking at two of them right now, man. Don't give up what you're doing, man. Keep doing it, because hey, that's what the business needs. It needs guys like you that genuinely love, talking about it, and love watching it, and love doing it. So keep on, baby. Don't give up.
Hey, you hang in there, Mad Dog.
Oh, I'll see you soon. One night I'll sneak up behind you. You'll hear boom, 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 boom. Oh, Jesus Christ. Does he got a grin on his face? I don't know.
We'll get you a piece of pizza. We'll get you a piece of pizza with pineapple on it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Take care, man.
Appreciate you.
Gotta go now. They're gonna give me my medicines and send me home.
Perfect timing. All right. Be safe.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Holy crap, bro.
Okay. So if anybody's still hanging on, like, my mind was blown by this. Biss reached out to us. Thank you so much, Biss. And the opportunity to interview a legend from that era. And I didn't even say anything really. Like, I had one question, and it was great. Like, that was entertaining.
That was amazing. That was just so much. Could have gone for 2-3 more hours.
Yeah, that guy has a lot of stories, man. It's like, and it's some people just talk, some old people just talk, but Ken's funny. Like, he's got a great.
He's not just talking; he's telling stories, and you're wanting him to not stop talking.
I agree.
And like I said, he logged in early to make sure systems were working and whatnot. About 6:30, 6:25.
It was early.
And it was just on, and stories were great. I mean, I'm sorry y'all missed some of the really good ones, but those are for me to keep, and I'm going to keep them. But, because those are just amazing memories. And, man, like, what a show.
In the books.
Another one, man. We can't, what else? I'm not even saying nothing else, bro. Let's go.
Later, guys.
Peace.